Hello, this is Ayat back once again. I wasn't quite sure what I would be doing next, but I decided that it will be Digimon. I've been thinking about watching some Digimon series, and I think I did finally decided to do the one that's currently airing, because that will be probably more like the games that I've played recently, or the games that are more recent. Maybe I should put it like that. And so, if you're looking for a super fan of Digimon, I'm not that. I'm not that guy. I played. I played with some Digimon when I was a kid. I had some VHSs, some movies, but I did not watch the entire way through a full series. It's a bit difficult to have done that as a kid, and this was before streaming. Before my house even had cable, so it was kind of difficult. And then the added problem of, well, Digimon was not nearly as popular as Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh. So while I did play with Digimon, my older brothers played with Digimon. Uh, we had the Digivices, and I had numerous toys, and I was familiar with the original Digimon of the main characters, right? And I, vaguely remembered some names. That is pretty much what I went with, um, up until the last year when I played the two more recent Digimon games. Cyber Sleuth has been out for a very long time, but when Time Stranger was being released, I saw it on Steam, and I thought, oh, a Digimon game. Whenever I see a kid's game, you have that initial thought of, is that going to be good at all? And, JRPGs are not something I usually go out and play. And, but I was looking at the screenshots, I thought, this actually looks pretty good. But it might not look $70 good. And so I eventually decided to play Cyber Sleuth instead, because it was a lot cheaper. That game regularly goes on sale for like $5 or something like that for the complete collection. And looking at that, it looked like a very similar game, so I decided to play that instead. I've been always somewhat interested in Digimon, but other things got priority in my life, and so I just didn't. And but I played Cyber Sleuth. Cyber Sleuth. I don't know why that's being difficult to say. And the gameplay was pretty good. The evolution stuff worked surprisingly well. I didn't quite remember exactly how evolutions worked, from what I remember. But it was pretty easy to do. But the actual story of Cyber Sleuth was okay. It got kind of tedious near the end, and after I finished it, there was like a few days where I was like, do I really want to play Hacker's Memory? And then eventually I decided, well, I should just give it a try. If I really don't care for it, but I won't. And needless to say, Hacker's Memory kind of reignited my interest in continuing and actually getting Time Stranger later. So I have played Hacker's Memory, and I've played Time Strangers. Now, that does not mean I remember all the evolutions or that I remember all the names. This is a fair warning. I'm pretty bad with remembering names, and I'm especially bad with evolutions that are not very clear what they're going to be evolving into. Pokemon, you have, 2 to 3 evolutions. It makes pretty much, it's pretty clear what they're going to evolve and what Pokemon are related to each other. There's some cases where things might look close to the same, but you don't have a cat turning into an angel, a hot angel at that. When, you don't have dinosaurs turning into humanoid robots that really don't look like dinosaurs at all anyway, right? I'm too old to remember all those names and things like that. There's a lot. There's even more than in the games, a lot more than in the games. So, I set all that up just so that I don't get any weird comments, because you should know by now what this is going to be about, and this should not be a surprise. Okay. The only other things I am to say is that the Digimon movie where Omnimon is formed and destroys all those robots is ingrained in my mind. Those are 2 things I vividly remember from watching Digimon. Is Let's Kick It Up. I don't remember the exact song name, but you know what I'm talking about. And that song hits, and that song is forever burned in my mind. Same with the Kids in America song that movie also has. At least I think they're both from that same movie. But in any case, if you want to know I'm not really sure if I would even call it my favorite Digimon, but most nostalgic Digimon for me. It made it in both time stretches I live. But it is Growlmon. Because as a kid I also liked dinosaurs, and I also liked pet racing games. So Neopets, Pokemon, etc., etc. What other one that you could think of? I've probably played it, or at least I've seen someone play it. One of those 2 things. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's probably enough prelude. So I'm gonna watch Digimon Beatbreak. Try to do at least 2 episodes, and how do I word this? I'm gonna do 2 episodes, but I may do one episode here and there, depending just how consistent I am with my schedule. I may even do an extra one or something like that. And I'm gonna try to plan it so that I'm basically going to finish the series about when it ends. I'm not a big fan of watching things weekly, but I usually prefer to watch things when they're done, and ideally if the series itself is done. But with anime, that's not always the case. It might take 10 years before that's the case, so usually just the season. Alright. Other than that, I will not have anything on the screen for copyright reasons, and because YouTube is a pain. I will not have anything besides the timer that you can follow along, and how you watch it is up to you. Ideally, you would be supporting the series in some way by watching an official stream, illegal string, even. Alright, I think that is it. We should get started. Oh, before we begin, one more thing. I'm gonna be watching this subtitles. If you have a problem with that, you may leave. That's just what I'm going to watch it in, and I know there shouldn't really be a problem with that. I just wanted to make it known that that's what I'm going to do. It shouldn't really matter because I'm not going to put anything, the audio or anything on the screen, so it shouldn't make a difference to you. But I felt like that should be said. Okay. Let me check the audio real quick. This. Still not how I want it. Oh, this is already pretty low. Okay. I'm gonna turn it down again later. Alrighty. Again in 3, 2, 1, 0. Digimon. This is Toei. Toei. I did not know that. It is not like evil. The Potomos. The end devices. Monsters that eat equals. Also, was that Zoro? I feel like it was. I always forget what his name is. Right away, this opening is a lot better than I would think it would be. When this is a kids show and stuff, so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains is not a very high level production, let's say. So this actually looks very good, and the song is actually pretty good. Myself away a little bit. I'm ready. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. I guess there's gonna be some confusion about the Japanese and English names here. The impulse. Is that the Digivice? Oh, and it causes the evolution. Yeah. Oh, if I accidentally say Pokemon at all throughout any of this, I apologize. Even while I was playing Digimon games, I kept catching myself accidentally saying Pokemon every now and again. I'm like an old man who thinks Pikachu is called Pokemon or something like that. Fun viewer. I wonder if the subs use. The watch store. Is that what you were carrying? Smoke? I'm like a ninja? I would like some explanation about these eggs. You like spat it out towards him like you didn't have it on him. Well, yes. Is the thing that you also did. Lost spawn. Pew 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 pew. Someone comes in. This is animated very well. I wonder if Toei is one that is actually making this, or if it's like part of this part of the Toei that makes Pretty Cure that is making this. Chloe Dawn. Emily. Huh? The beats of emotions. 2050. Does everybody have? Oh, so these eggs are like the cell phone, basically, I guess. Smartphone. Yeah. I know it's like the Digivice thing or whatever, so that's just how it's gonna look like. But it's funny that no one has any kind of decoration around it. And I guess it's. You don't have to worry about breaking it either. I guess. So no covers, right? I don't know if you can tell, But I'm like immediately enjoying this. I'm enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, it has a battery. Spot. It ate his e-pulse. Is that like a cost? He didn't seem bothered by that. Yeah. Is he like a hacker? Cleaned out your bank account. Because he knows. Oh, because it. Right. Is it specific to you? They, they live in the egg? Would you really want to do that? Okay then. So you have very strange feet there. It's a weird thing to be focused on, but like huge. Just gonna see if you have actual drums or not. Ah, brother. I was gonna say, is that his brother? His answer, then. His brother. I think it is. But I want to be 100% on that. Mm-hmm. Cold heart. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just met, and she was the focus. Who is Ice? Aizura. And there's a helicopter, I guess, going over now. It's okay, you just not like broccoli. So he does have something special about him. He himself doesn't really know. Can you just say mute now? Well, I wouldn't say your fault. It was an accident. A sudden impulse drop. Absolute phenomenal. We need to hear this for the audience need to hear this. Is your Digimon gonna be one of them? Oh, indeed. Digimon. Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. I know this Digimon's name. That's basically it. I guess it's kind of obvious what he'd be, anyways. So. What he would be called. Okay, cool. Although, this definitely would be horrific if a sudden monster appeared out of your smartphone because your body pulses made it. Definitely feels like something that would happen in a nightmare. That's the freezing thing. Freezing is caused by Digimon eating their life away, I guess. In some way. So your brother knows what's happening? Your brother actively dealing with Digimon at this point? Wow, he immediately ran. There was no anime like staring them down for like a second or two, being scared or something. Itakimasu. Comment? Is a gecko considered a lizard? Maybe not. I don't know. More than one hyena. So even the Digimon that you form wants to your energy. Hmm. Energy. Lead pipe. Energy against sunlight. Let's go. Who said his name? Because they probably did. Somebody is saying Asuka instead of Nissan, of course, her brother. You could probably start eating your life force now. That's what I want to know. Maybe digital is the use of iron on the other side of the glasses. That's interesting. Yeah. What does that mean exactly? In what though? Can't go monos and come back again. So the other characters already know Digimon and have them. Is it supposed to be mysterious, or is that like a flash forward kind of thing? Sounds like a very deal of the devil kind of thing. None very helpful. Be your friend. And superpowered him in some way. But not evolved. Red eyes. It's not the ending I would imagine. It's a very chill song though. I like about that. Personally, that your running is as fast as the car, even though it doesn't look like it. Alright. I'm gonna pause it before the preview. I am against those things. So, Beatbreak. The show is about heart pulses, specifically e-pulses, which is connected to Digimon in some way. I'm gonna go back and listen to the beginning intro, quick intro thing that happened, and watch it again. But that is the reason for the title. What exactly they're breaking, I don't know. But there's a beat. and he must follow it. And he's a drummer. Drumming is usually the beat of the song, so that is connected in another way as well, which is neat, I suppose. What that exactly means, I don't know. Listen to this explanation again. In the near future, e-pulse is generated by human thoughts and emotion. It uses an energy design for IADO's concept. So somehow like digital energy has fused in some way to humans and has created a kind of energy source. And Digimon have shown up somehow and they want that energy. And so they steal it or feast on it. Or use it in kind of like a, at least right now, a symbiotic relation, I guess, I suppose. It is interesting. Yeah, I don't know if it will show on my face, but I was immediately enjoying myself, like from the first bit. It doesn't happen too often, but it's very helpful that it is animated very well. When I saw the Toei logo at the beginning, I thought, oh, maybe this won't look that great, but what if it's animated by the people, or if they decided to have a similar funding to things like Pretty Cure, then it's probably gonna look fairly well. I assume the quality probably won't stay as high after maybe like a few episodes. I certainly hope it does, right? But and I think we'll continue to the next episode. I'll stop here. See ya. Alright. Time to begin episode 2. I don't think I actually slated the first one, but it doesn't matter, I don't think. Because I rambled enough in the other one. Anyways, without further ado, let us start episode 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I guess I should mention that the Toei logo is going to be here in the front. I guess. Oh, good. I didn't need to look at the narration again. I will get it every episode. Someone hate when that happens. Is it like I said, that maybe a part of the opening? That kind of strange. I keep thinking it's my screen freezing, but I think that's just how it is. So I'm like curious about what these other characters have found. I'm certainly ready for an explanation of these eggs too. Besides the smartphone. This opening is pretty good. I'll listen to it more properly later. Hmm. Indeed. Is he even alive? I guess is he the girl into comatose? I think so. Or did they die? They were close enough to find them, but not close enough to help. Close enough to see this. This is a very good question. What is indeed happening? Growing dawn. I was in katakana, so that might be what it actually was. I wasn't able to look. Oh, that's a very good question. He ran about. Sure what that cut was supposed to show. Don't think that really matters. There you go. Beat up the one, grabs up the other one. And will you kill the other Digimon? Not just beat it up. So you're well aware of his name as well as the brother. Hmm. Maybe you guys should help so he doesn't do that instead of standing around. That's very considerate. Mm. Mm. It's a very weird way to put it. But I assume that is accurate. And I think about that. But now that I think about it, she had a very generic appearance to her, didn't she? Compared to these two other characters here, and I guess the other characters in general. I feel like with all that talking, you could have mm, eh, the very nothing personal kid. Nonsense. Mm, what is happening indeed? Portoro. Is really not how I thought this episode would go. Mm, skiing through a portal. Happy birthday. It was no dream. Nope. No, just someone. Give him a heart attack. Marco. And a card question. Hmm. Cute. Hmm. Already. Food? That would be my request. Hmm. Interesting indeed. Does his beat somehow make the Digimon more real in some way? I, I don't think that's the problem. Exit. Did I? I didn't know. What? Psionic coma like sense. Can't figure it, but never know. Well, hospital. Cold main victim. Definitely reminded me of Cyber Sleuth though. The Eden syndrome from an era and Saba Thomas. Cold Heart. I guess it's a pretty accurate name, I suppose. It just sounds a little strange. I don't think you're gonna get a response. The cold heart because the E pulses, their actual heart beat pulses, I guess. Pulses of the heart. So the Digimon eat them, eat the pulses no longer beat your heart, I suppose, and keep you warm. But it freezes you. The monkey? You know, kill one of the hyenas. Like a city, like flooded. That's what it looked like. Oh, yeah, it's like a broken down town. It's like a drug fix. Why'd you eat it? Where would he flee? Flee from? Flee from the hyena? Or just that he didn't report it in a specific time? Paralysis. I would guess. Kind of contradictory, but we'll go with it. Sure, but there's three of them. A lot more demanding than I thought you would be. Now that I think about it, Digimon Evolution's already kind of like a pretty clear sequence, so this makes sense actually. If that's the case, of course. Oh. Shambhala. Don't get touched by it either. Sweet point. Kinda sounds broken actually. Now, why didn't you just do that instead when you broke into the. I guess the apartment was already broken, but instead of just on that gas that didn't do anything, you should have just done that and you would have been able to capture them. I got the cyber sleuth gangs of very specific groups. I was gonna say that earlier on. They just themselves as mushroom people. They all have mushroom haircuts. Anyways, you're basically being forced into joining them. Otherwise, you'd be hounded by groups like them, I guess. It's not the voice I expected from that thing. I was actually surprised it spoke. Itakimasu. Spaghetti. This ending is actually pretty good. What's the singer name? I might look that up right now. Because I feel like it sounds familiar. But it might be just the way they sing that line. Beatbreak. ending. I don't know if there's multiple endings, but singers. Name of singer, maybe. Name of singer. Alan Tomaku. Tomioka? Is that how you say that? Oh, I was hoping you would give me anime songs. None of they did other ones at all. Famous. Oshi no Koi, not seen that. Not seen Demon Slayer either. Nothing. Unravel. Might have been basically. I thought that was. Again, I think these. This is, oh, I think it's all wrong. It's all wrong. I think. Technology might be not what I want either. Alright, I shouldn't get too much into that. I feel like I've heard this thing before, but nothing immediately that I could find, and I'm not going to go too much into it. Sorry about that. That was probably not interesting. Alright, I'm gonna get myself familiar with these names real quick. Go back. I'm in Makoto here, but I was not fully paying attention to where they live. Is Makoto supposed to be a girl or a boy? That's my only other question. Reina. Right. Bokawa. So probably a boy. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't clear. I am enjoying myself so far. I think I've had a decent smile after this whole thing so far. It does have some elements from Cyber Sleuth. Although I guess the Digimon are the eaters in this situation. They're not stealing data though. They're stealing heart pulses, I guess. Which is a scary thing. That does put them in permanent. I guess not technically. Probably won't be permanent, but it'll be a comatose for now. Until something comes up, if it ever does, of course. But that's how it was in Cyber Sleuth. If the eaters got you, they put you in a comatose, and it's kind of the case here. But there's no. I guess there is probably a digital world, right? I did. Sorry. There's probably a cyberspace, I should say, because it was at the beginning of the first episode. Digital world would be where Digimon are from. I wanted to make that clear, is because it could be confusing what I mean. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to watch more at some point. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.